walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize it's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they go, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of dude the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. I'm spending most of the night living in the gangster's paradise. I'm spending most of the night living in the gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the street, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, damn thing, nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Power in the back, money in the back. Hour after hour, everybody's screaming. What happened to me? What's going on in the kitchen? But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got the learn, but nobody's in the kitchen. And they wait up the hand. How can they get me? I guess they pay. I guess they won't. That's why I know my life is out of luck. Spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. Spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. Spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. Spending most of their lives living in the gangster's
What is up, people? It's your boy Fishing. Got a loaded show tonight. I got my boy TB here. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. I'm excited. Of course, I love this show. I know we both do, but just excited to kick it off and be able to throw a bunch of stuff at people and, just do our thing, to be honest.
Yes, sir. We're going to talk some football. We're going to post a link in the description and in the comments if you want to pop on. Anybody can pop on, talk about anything. I know we got a lot of news to talk about, a few things lined up, namely some Georgia and Florida recruiting. I guess I can go first with this one. Florida got 4 commits in the past 3 days, 2 elite wide receivers, 2 elite safeties. I think all 4 were in the top 150 players in the country. We got a clip of one of them, I believe. So it's looking up a lot for Florida right now. So I'm hyped up because the season's 34 days away. We got big commits already coming, and The whole weekend was a success. Florida held a gathering, Friday Night Lights, and it was productive for commits in 3 days. So I've been very pessimistic about the recruiting class, and I'm a little bit more at ease now. I think it still needs work, but I'm happy in general just with where it's at.
Okay. This is where I go. That's why I say something.
Yeah, what y'all got going on? We can bounce off a little bit, but
what I'll say is I'm gonna wait a little bit to talk about the Georgia recruiting. I wanted to, if we can, I kind of want to go into, what you got first.
Let's play this clip real quick. It's I'll let you know who it is. This is one of the Florida commits from this weekend or from this
Just
week.
the wide receiver, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Nope.
It's all good.
Nope.
Right now I'm
As expected, a little bit of a hiccup. No big deal.
once we do this, I think I'm gonna go with the offensive lines.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
But I'm saying you go ahead and show this one if you want. Oh yeah, this is dude. You can tell he's fast. I think that's the biggest thing.
He's stupid fast, bro.
The fact that he's a go-getter, I think, is what makes it nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the kid. He his mom ran track at Florida, and his dad, I think he went somewhere else, but she was really fast, like a serious elite athlete. And he's obviously got the same traits, but he's like 5. I think he's 5'11", 180. But he's quick, and that's what we kind of been recruiting, is just really fast slot guys, mobile quarterbacks. Billy's already said he don't want anything other than a mobile quarterback. So, I mean, that's good to know, going forward. So,
I will say, bro, I don't know if you mean to, but I can't see your face.
You can't see my face?
No, it shows you like with a black screen.
There you go. There we go.
Nope, still no face. Black screen.
What?
Try turning your camera off or turning it back on. Not from the laptop, but yeah, like I don't know why it shows that. But anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over some of the top offensive lines from college football this past year. While I'm doing that, if you want to pull up the Atlantic Coastal, or the ACC Coastal. So guys, I wanted to give you guys some stats. I think that was my biggest thing about wanting to talk about offensive lines. So first one I'm going to start with, and this is not the top offensive line, but it is an offensive line. Alabama underperformed last year to what's up, Nature Boy? Alabama underperformed last year with the offensive line they have. With all the talent they have in that offensive line room, they definitely underperformed. And so, okay, here we go. Alabama, if I can find the actual numbers, but I want to say Alabama gave up 33 sacks in the regular season last year, which was tough. Very, very tough. They ranked 35th in the nation, which is, there you are. Okay. They ranked 35th in the nation, which for Alabama is not to standard, and they'll tell you that. Any Alabama fan will tell you the same thing. And I think for me, I want to see more from them. One that will surprise you, this is a top 3 offensive line from last year, was Arizona State. I could not believe that at all. But yes, Arizona State apparently had a really good offensive line last year. Another one was Kentucky. Kentucky ranks as the 4th best offensive line as far as grading. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I thought he was too. I for some reason I thought it was another school, but yeah. But Aiden Mazel's something serious. That kid's crazy.
That's pretty neat. You got Kentucky on here, like I said, ranked fourth as far as grading, which is it's pretty good. Of course, Ohio State, they're one of the projected going into this season. They're one of the highest graded, and as far as biggest projection as far as offensive line over anybody. Another one that I wanted to
Really?
say,
That's interesting.
yeah, exactly, especially for Ohio State. But then again, if it's all about grading, well, I don't know. Either way, I'll keep my comments to myself on that.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean.
Oregon was number 2 in what is this? Oregon was number 2 in average average per play, average yards per play.
Yeah, that's not surprising. That's what Mario's doing at Miami. He's recruiting elite offensive linemen. That's probably what it's going to be. Oregon's kind of like a power run, and if they have a good quarterback, they can throw under Mario Cristobal. So that's probably how they're going to play at Miami.
I could see that. Definitely see that. I got to go to my boys at Georgia, which I am a Georgia fan. But last year they finished as a top 10 offensive line. This year, I don't really know. No, we didn't give up too many sacks last year. I think we only gave up 7 in the whole regular season.
But, y'all lost the offensive line coach, which nobody was high on him though. From what I heard from people.
It's tough. It was exciting to have him as an offensive line coach because he was a head coach. He was Ole Miss's head coach. So he had a head coach at offensive line. You had a guy that was previously a head coach in Matt. What's his name? Todd Monken who's our offense coordinator. You've got Muschamp, previous head coach. Like you've got a lot of guys that have some. I
think that's the biggest win right there too. Is Muschamp as DC? That's an absolute dub. That's an absolute dub. When he was the head coach at Florida, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just kind of add comments, but yeah, when he was at Florida, he obviously never, and South Carolina, it never worked out, but he recruited elite on defense and schemed the best defense Florida's played, maybe other than the Urban Meyer era. So I mean, he's going to have Georgia right.
Believe it, and I love that he is literally a DB coach, which that's what we love. We're a linebacker, but now going into that, it's like this past year, going into this year, we have 4 5-star cornerbacks that will be like upcoming freshmen. And for me, hey, redshirt them if you need to, but it's just like, hey, it is what it is. I'm just excited to see him. And Nature Boy agreed. He says we got 2 top-tier O-linemen, the best center in the SEC, which is Cedric Van Pran. Dude is amazing. And then Ratledge, I don't know if he will be back 100% yet. Nature, he lives in my town, and so like the grocery store, which I know Fishing always knows what grocery store I go to. I'm always on the phone with him when I go. But his dad goes to the same grocery store all the time, and so he asked me the other day. He goes, "Where do I know you from?" And I was like, "Your son's girlfriend played on my travel ball team, so y'all had." He's like, I knew you from somewhere, and he's like. I was like, well, how's Tate doing? And he said he's not at 100% yet, but he is on pace. He said he's doing really good.
Okay.
You got to remember, he tore his ACL at the very first play of the Clemson game, which was the first game. This far along,
I know.
It just goes to show.
Yeah.
Big people have a tougher time recovering from, from those kind of injuries.
Yeah.
So,
wasn't he like the number 1 offensive tackle one of the years or something?
Yeah,
wasn't he like a huge recruit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying in the country? He was one of the top 3 tackles in the nation.
Yeah. So that's going to be something good to have him get back. What do you think? Maybe at the beginning of the year he come back?
All I know is, of course, I want him back, but Cedric Van Pran was the number 1 center in the nation when we got him. You had Tate Ratledge, who was one of the top 2, top 3 tackles in the nation. We got him. They have him at right guard. Well, then we have Warren McClendon at right tackle, who's 6'8", 320, 330, who was on the first or second team All-American list.
Oh, there you go.
So it definitely have some. But anyways, last team I'll say for the offensive line, and then we can go into some ACC Coastal stuff, and then later we
Mhm.
can talk about defensive line. But last one is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is arguably 1 or 2 for this upcoming season. They apparently have an amazing offensive line. They have a
They
lot of
do.
experience coming
They
back.
do.
So I don't know. I haven't seen them,
They
but
have a good D line too.
yes, I do.
Yeah, because
So I give
Brian Kelly. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're right. To my Brian Kelly.
Yeah, that's what Brian Kelly recruited and what he utilized the most. In my opinion, I think it's offensive line, defensive line, and tight ends. I think that's what he's best at.
Agreed. I'm curious to see him at LSU.
I am too, man, because he's used to playing a little bit different type of ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
if you don't have an elite
playing,
defense, you have to have an elite offense in the SEC. You know,
and he's used to playing ground and pound, which
Yeah.
at LSU, the teams you play, you might not. I don't know. It may work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's going to be one interesting to watch. Unless he hires like a really good staff to pick up on the other positions and stuff. And I mean, if he doesn't do that, I don't know how well he'll do, in my opinion.
I wonder if he was a control freak at Notre Dame. And it's like, it would be nice to see him here at LSU to allow some, you know what I mean? Allow some.
You might be right. I do kind of get that vibe.
But hit me with it. What you got with some Coastal stuff?
I got Pitt. Pitt's got the whole offensive line coming back. I think Pitt's going to be really good in the trenches on that part. I think Baylor could be really good on offensive line.
Yes, dude.
Baylor could be a good one. Baylor kind of lacks the skill position players. They don't have like elite wide receivers or quarterbacks that throw the ball all around. So they kind of rely on turnovers and just kind of manhandling you at the lines of scrimmage. But I think that could be a good one.
I feel like Baylor used to. I feel like Baylor really used to have good receivers, good court, but it's like slowly it's been a downhill.
Yeah.
It's just been down. It's been down.
Yeah, plus you got Dave Aranda in there, so he plays different, type of ball anyway. He's only been there 2 years now, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of Baylor, they recruit like Cincinnati. They're not getting much talent at all. So maybe that's why.
Now, you know what? I just thought about this when you said that. Baylor's not in the ACC.
No, it's not.
Yeah, bro, I don't know why I didn't think about that.
I was sitting there, yeah, offensive line. I mean, then I was like, okay, in the ACC though.
Yes. Well, I want to bring up Pitt because I brought up some numbers right here. Pitt total yards per game. They averaged 487 yards a game last year. That's a lot of yards.
487?
Yeah.
That's a good bit. I mean, you got to figure if you can get 300 passing, 200 on the ground, that's pretty much an elite offense. That's
Agreed. And I guess I'll tell you, they averaged 337 yards passing and 150 on the ground per game. So
that's not bad.
Nice little average right there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's crazy. Dang. And they had Pickett though, didn't they?
Yeah. Pickett and Addison, the wide receiver.
That's right, who just left as well. But they said they averaged 41 points a game last year.
That's
tough. Right.
I remember when Florida had the good offense that year, the average was like 38. And Florida was scoring 60 points a game on Arkansas. I mean, throwing everywhere. I mean, Florida was scoring. But so 41 is a lot.
Well, and I think Florida was probably playing better competition than Pittsburgh. Not knocking Pitt. I'm just saying.
True. Very true. Yeah. I think Miami's offensive line could be really good.
Yes. That's a good one to bring up. I think you had sent me the other day the last 5 games that Tyler Van Dyke had played. Mm-hmm. Says they averaged 450 yards a game, 320 passing, 127 on the ground. But I know that seems like a good average, but it looked like they struggled last year. So do you think some of these numbers are misinterpreted?
Somewhat. Now Van Dyke threw 25. I know we did Miami last week, but Van Dyke threw 25 touchdowns in 7 games, which comes out to what, 4 a game?
Got you.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to see it this year. To be honest, I don't know.
Okay. Let me think of who's next. All right. So what's crazy is Virginia averaged the most yards per game in the entire ACC last year.
Virginia?
Yeah. Freaking Virginia, the Cavaliers, bro. 515 yards a game, 400 yards passing, 120 rushing.
Okay, you say that. Do you remember who the quarterback was last year for them?
Nope.
What was his name? Charlie Brennan.
Oh,
Something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Dude,
I know the name.
that's a bad motherfucker. That dude, not only did he play really good, he's probably the only good part of that team, but that dude would get hurt and he would be back on the field the next play. He went through the ringer. And we talk about offensive lines, theirs is horrible. He got jacked up last year and was still playing.
It says they averaged 34 points a game. So for him to have that many yards, but you said how many points per game? It says 34. He asked that as soon as I had said it. But yeah, 34 points a game, which is crazy for them to average all those yards. But that doesn't necessarily, yards do not turn out.
They don't translate to right.
Yeah,
right.
Now, I'll bring up two that I'm kind of curious about. Curious to see. This is going to surprise you, okay? Florida State and Georgia Tech both had more yards per game than Clemson.
Yep.
Okay, yep. All right, I'll tell you. Florida State, 380 yards. Georgia Tech, 370 yards. Florida State, 200 yards passing, 177 rushing. Georgia Tech, 198 passing, 170 rushing, with 27 points a game for our Florida State Seminoles and 24 a game for. Bro, what?
You know what's funny, TB? I bet if you looked up points, total points last year, they'd be above Clemson too. I can almost guarantee it.
Oh, bro, okay, you were close. Florida State is literally 10 points off from having more total points.
And that's off a 5-7 year. I mean, that's crazy.
But that goes to and I know we're doing a Clemson preview, a breakdown of them later. Clemson's defense held that freaking flag and just ran the whole entire way.
Yep. They carried the hell out of that team last year.
That's crazy. That's wild. Clemson was almost last. Boston College had the worst yards per game at 350. Clemson was at 359 yards.
I don't know if you know this either. DJ threw 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions all season.
What?
The whole season.
Nature Boy said Virginia's defense ranked 111th.
That's bad.
And they're putting up yards. But that also shows why they probably didn't win as many games.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Sippy says Southern Miss to the top. Bro, agreed.
Southern Miss to the top.
I was just saying that the other day, Sippy. I was just saying that, bro. I was just but the ones that I think, and I think we both can agree on this, UNC and Wake Forest were number 3 and 4 last year at yards per game. But listen to the differences. Wake Forest, 310 yards passing, 160 rushing. North Carolina, 260 passing. So a whole 50, 60 yards less, but 215 yards rushing. So I didn't know North Carolina was out there giving it to people like that on the ground.
They was before that too, like the year before.
That's when Sam Howell had all his weapons. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but Howell regressed badly this past year. It was hard to watch, man. It was pretty bad.
It's not that I like Sam Howell, but he did lose 2 of his running backs that went to the NFL.
He did.
were drafted in the first 3, which allowed him to be able to them to focus on the run game, the defense, and him be able to, do his thing.
Yeah.
But the play action went out the window when he lost them. North Carolina averaged 35 points a game with that kind of run game. 35 points a game, even though they lost a good bit of games. Wake Forest averaged 41 as well. So Wake and Pitt in the 41 area. That's
crazy.
What's up, Zona?
What's going on, Zona?
That's crazy, bro.
That is crazy. I like that you brought all those stats up because.
Well, I'm going to go to defense. I'm going to find the defensive stats. What I want you to do is tell me give me a list of who you think is going to finish at the top of the Coastal. Like, what do you think? Yeah.
Let me see here.
Sippy said he's watching SummerSlam. Well, who's winning, Sippy? Is the Rock bottom? Is he doing a rock bottom of the People's Elbow to Stone Cold Steve Austin? Is Vince McMahon doing? Is he jumping off the top ropes? Like,
it's not what it used to be, is it? Though it ain't what it used to be.
That's right,
man. In the Coastal, I'm gonna say Pitt number 1. I know Pitt loses the quarterback and the best receiver. The receiver is probably going to hurt them worse because they brought in Keaton Slovis from USC, which was a 5-star. Gotcha. So I think they'll be okay there. The receiver will hurt them, but Pitt, like I just said earlier, and we're talking about offensive lines, I think Pitt has everything coming back, and they're sneaky going to just stay good this year. They lost the offensive coordinator too. That's probably my only worry. After that, I'm going to say Miami, and this is probably controversial, but I got Miami going too in the Coastal. That would mean Miami don't go to the ACC championship, and that would mean another year of Miami not winning the ACC. After that, I'll probably say, man, it's hard because all these teams kind of bad.
Yeah,
I say North Carolina probably at 3. Probably. They've recruited pretty decent the past few years, so I think it'll kind of start to catch up to them and help them out. So 3 North Carolina, 4 I'm gonna say Virginia Tech, and then I'll pick Duke for 6th. And
who you got?
Huh?
Who you got 7th?
Virginia, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech.
Bro, and that's so tough because even though I don't disagree at all.
Tell me yours. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know a few kids that are on that team, like personally, but it's hard for me not to. They've had years now, and they don't develop. I mean, not saying they don't develop. They don't recruit well. They don't recruit superstars. They don't recruit that quarterback that you need. They don't go out and get that wide receiver you need or the runner. Like, I never hear of Virginia Tech recruiting on anything. Instagram, ESPN, and well, and look, instead of me giving you my top, I agree with everything you said. I'm about to give you some defensive stats for who we were talking about. So I'm going to try to go in a good. Okay, we'll start with Pitt. Pitt's defense, they allowed 23.6 points a game last year, but they averaged 41. So, you gotta look at it like, all right, I get it. Okay. Next, we're gonna go Clemson. Clemson averaged giving up 14.8 points a game last year, which is why they're measly, 24 points a game. They average 26 points a game. Allowed them to go 9-3. That defense carried the freaking torch, dude. North Carolina State, which I think that's in the other one, yeah. Boston College, you got Pitt, Virginia Tech. It says Virginia Tech only gave up 25 points a game, but I don't know. I'd rather show you these guys. Let me show you the. Wait, bro, I just want to. Sorry, guys. I had the stats for you, like the actual stats as far as like yards per game and stuff like that.
Okay.
Here you go. All right, so Clemson gave up average 305 yards a game, which is not bad. I mean, that's holding a team to, that's not bad. Like you said, 500 is an elite offense. 400 would say is average. 300 is you struggling. But also, Clemson's defense was A+. Who we got? Boston College is ahead of Pitt, Miami, Florida State, Wake Forest, North Carolina, all of them. Boston College gave up 340 yards a game.
That's pretty damn bad. And they didn't have their quarterback last year, which he's a good quarterback, but they were missing him from last year. Phil Jerkovic.
I have no idea who that is, but I believe you.
He's low-key good. He's low-key really good.
Even though Pitt isn't at the top of the list as far as defensive stats, like giving up certain yards or whatever, they were number one in the entire ACC on rush yards. Something no squad. They were at number one. They gave up 88 yards rushing a game. Clemson gave up 96, which, like you said, Pitt has a lot coming back. So,
yeah. We talk about Clemson's D-line a lot too, but give a little bit of love to the DBs because when you're getting shut down like that, you can easily try to throw on them, and obviously it didn't work.
Bro.
Well, actually, I say that in a few games it did, but
yeah.
But still, they were just solid all around.
And listen to this, dude. Okay, Clemson had 440 run attempts on them last year, and they gave up 96 yards a game, right? Mm-hmm. Pitt had 472 rush attempts, a whole 32 more, and still were able to hold their teams to a lesser average. Like,
yeah,
that surprises me from Pitt, dude.
I know. That's why I picked Pitt to go number one. Like I said, they got the whole offensive line, and all the defense coming back. They just lose the two, and then they replace the quarterback. So how much worse can you really be? I mean, you're basically the same team,
dude. That's such momentum because all the hype is around Miami right now. All the hype is around all the teams, and it's like you got Pitt that's like, man, we ain't even worried about all that. We're just gonna show you. Because if Pitt comes out here and wins number one, if they get number one, bro, then I'll shut up. I'll respect Pitt.
Well, of course they won the ACC last year, so. But
I know, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
And of course, you talk about stuff like NIL and all that. Pitt's not there. We know that. Pitt ain't competing with Miami, Clemson, and stuff. So for Pitt to do that, I think you give credit to the head coach and stuff. But to be just to compete with teams that are doing that now, it shows just development and good scheme as a coach.
This bro, Virginia is last on this list. Gave up 225 yards a game average on the ground.
Who did?
Virginia, bro.
A game? Damn.
A game. What you doing, bro?
Dude, you got to think about that for a second. That means people rushed anywhere from 200 to 300 yards on them in each game.
More than the average for that to be,
Yes. That's horrible.
Sad, okay, here we'll give you some more stuff. All right, we got some defensive stats for pass yards given up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we can talk about some interceptions. So leading the entire ACC with interceptions is Pitt. Pittsburgh leading the ACC in interceptions, bro. Defensive line stopping the run, and you out here with 16. Bro.
I say this shit, nobody listens to me. And they have the whole team coming back. Nobody listens to me. He's a Florida fan. I mean, he's stupid. What nutty ass Florida fans. People don't listen, bro.
Now, here though, they did give up. They were third worst in yards per game given up at 264. But what that shows me is your defense is predicated around stopping the run, and you put
And
pressure
containing.
and dependency on your
Yep.
DBs, which
Mm-hmm.
they pulling out 16 interceptions. Hell, right under them is Georgia Tech. They gave up 264. Georgia Tech gave up 273 yards per game passing, but only had 3 interceptions to Pitt 16. So all I'm
Yep.
saying is they might give yards, but at the same time, don't F up. Don't mess up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But 200
I agree.
over 250, giving up over 250 that's pretty bad.
Let me give you another one. All right, second most in interceptions was North Carolina State with 15. And they've talked a little bit about North Carolina State. They're supposed to be really experienced, all this and that, but we'll see it. We'll believe it when we see it.
Nature boy, that is true, but everybody knows I'm the one that's not. Everybody should know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should know that.
This surprises me. Wake Forest, after having that crazy of an offense, they had 15 interceptions last year too.
Oh,
so
because Wake Forest was really offensively dominant last year, so that's interesting to me.
It is, well, because it makes you think if they have a lot coming back on defense, they're going to be that upset team.
And they have the quarterback coming back and pretty much all the weapons too. Problem is that the consistency is hard to be that good 2 years in a row. It's just it's really hard. People and then talk about NC State. It's the same deal.
Yes. It's different if you're an experienced squad. You got a bunch of seniors coming back. I get that. But offensively, I feel like it's harder to be consistent 2 years in a row than it is defensively.
And the
reason I say that is I think of teams like Auburn who sometimes have terrible offenses, but yet will come out there, will have defenses that have 2 or 3 first-round draft picks. Every year. They just somehow have them. But next on the list, and then this will be the last one I'll talk about on here, Florida State with 14 interceptions in the year.
Not bad.
And there were a lot of games we talked about with Florida State. It could have gone either way. So just curious to see that.
Florida State could be better this year. I think so. But if they're not, that coach is getting fired. You got a 4-year starting quarterback. I mean, shit. A lot of that. How many did Jermaine Johnson have though?
Interceptions 2, but sacks.
2?
I want to say
but that's as a linebacker, right?
Yeah, he was an outside line. You kind of play like the DN.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh man, I want to tell you this one real quick before I move to this next one. Listen to this. We just talked about Pittsburgh as far as they stop the run, they do good, and they make you pass the ball. Pittsburgh had the most pass attempts on them with 506. The next most throughout the whole conference was Clemson with 450. So
with pass attempts?
Yeah, like throughout the year they had 505 times where the team tried to pass the ball against them.
That's wow. That surprises me that Clemson tried to throw that much.
No. I'm saying this is what they had against them.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I got you.
What the other team,
Okay, I was about to say. Okay.
But I give them credit because their defense is stopping the run. They were making teams pass. So
exactly, that's exactly where my mind went. Yeah, and making them try to pass at least because they know they're not getting past that line.
Yeah, facts. Oh, okay. You may be ready for this. You ready for this?
I think so.
Pittsburgh led the ACC. 12 sacks for Jermaine Johnson. He had close to 20 tackles for a loss. Yeah, that boy was.
Yeah, he's nasty, bro.
And I think Brent Cox is another one just like that. But
I think he is too.
Okay. Pittsburgh led the ACC with 54 sacks. Next was Clemson with 42. They had 12 more sacks than Clemson's amazing and fantastic defense.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. Now, before we jump the gun a little bit, just because you have more sacks don't mean you have a better defense. This is true, but at the same time, it just shows you how good Pitt's defense was.
Well, and having a good defense, having talented defense is good, but knowing your strength is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Is it just goes to show that they were stopping the run so much and forcing people to pass, and they knew when you were going to pass because they were getting sacked.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's funny. The Pitt and Clemson defense kind of really similar. I mean, all these stats you're saying, they're really similar in the stats and just how they kind of play.
Yeah. And this is a pretty cool stat that they have on here. Pitt had 54 sacks for 406 yards. So I'm going to calculate that. I'm going to calculate it real quick because what that'll mean is the average number of yards per loss per sack.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to find.
Right.
Try to find. What do we have coming up after this, sir?
I guess we'll do a Clemson preview. We'll go through the whole Clemson schedule, unless you had anything Georgia recruiting. I know we didn't circle back to that, but we'll probably do a Clemson preview.
You tell me which one you want me to do first.
Well, since I started out with Florida, let's go ahead and end it with Georgia then. So we'll go Clemson next.
Got you. Okay. I'll tell you this though. They average 7.5 yards per loss per sack.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's real.
Talk about momentum. That's definitely some momentum, dude. That's nice. Okay, hit me with it. You said we got a Clemson preview. Let's.
I'm gonna say one more thing on that.
Okay.
That 7.5 per the 7.5 yards per sack. That could that was Pitt, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That could lead to the interceptions being that you're sacking them so far in the backfield that they have to throw it to get a first down. So that could be something too. Just wanted to point that out.
There's a lot of times where you might not get the sack because the quarterback tries to force a ball from running. He's scrambling, boom, and also now he's trying to force it, boom, interception.
Exactly.
Like, whoever their D coordinator was, apparently he was really good at knowing his crap. As far as when to send them, when not, Oh,
he's still there. I think the defensive coordinator is. They lost the OC, though. They lost the offensive coordinator.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so what we're going to do is we're bringing up Clemson's schedule. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting it pulled up here.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to say this about Clemson. This would be a good way to start this off. Mm-hmm. Clemson last year, out of the 13 games they played, they averaged 31 pass attempts a game and ran the ball 37 times a game on average. 31 pass attempts, 37 times running. Now, I will go ahead and say this. I think that is going to change tremendously this year because I heard Dabo and his when he was talking about it. I want to say it was on Pete's show, but he was talking about how this is the first time in DJ's life that he had to go through this kind of adversity.
Yes.
Defense was getting hurt, you know what I mean? Now you got to force yourself to step up. I think if he comes back hot, I think this man gonna be throwing the football. It ain't gonna be no 31 times. I think he's gonna be throwing the football, dude. So
I 100% agree. 100% agree. Obviously, if DJ doesn't play good this year, we know what Dabo was going to do. He's going to put in Cade Klubnik. But I just think, and he's lost weight in the offseason. I just think he's primed to be better. We plan to show highlights. Obviously, it's a little bit laggy, but I was looking through there, and there were some real NFL throws in there. I also think I also think that because obviously he was injured last year, I think Dabo, I mean, they had no choice but to keep playing him. So I think that contributed to a lot of the bad play. There's no excuse for throwing 9 TDs and 10 interceptions. That's just completely, it's horrible. And the other thing I'll say, I don't know if you saw this game, TB, but during NC State, when they lost in overtime or whatever, he threw a ball in the end zone, in the corner of the end zone, and the receiver just did not even attempt to make a play. It was right there for him.
It was a close game. It was a very close game.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and he threw it right in the corner of the end zone, and the receiver just didn't even try to make a play. So all I'm saying is, maybe it's because he was playing so bad and he didn't really expect to get a good ball. I don't know, but in my opinion, I think DJ is going to be better. I don't think we're going to have too much of a Cade Klubnik controversy. In my opinion, I could see it happening, but it's just in my opinion, I don't.
I want to say this. You had DJ 374 pass attempts, completed 208. He threw 55. That was his percentage, 55% completion percentage. He only threw for 2,200 yards. Now, like you said, DJ has an NFL body frame. He looks he looks like a horse, looks like a beast. But for him to only have 2,200 yards, that's why I'm saying he's going to be throwing the ball more this year, because that man has the body type to throw for 3,500 yards. Like,
yeah, and think about it, 2,200 yards and only 9 touchdowns. Only 9 touchdowns though.
Like,
and then how many touchdowns? Like 20? You said 28 touchdowns?
Oh yeah. Agree. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But he only had like 3,000. He didn't even have 3,000 yards. It was like 2,900. So that's actually a lot of yards for how many touchdowns he had.
And
technically,
a lot of that is we have playmakers who they'll catch the ball 5-10 yards past the line of scrimmage, they'll just take it to the house. Get a few plays where Stretch was able to throw it downfield, but the reason where a lot of our touchdowns come from as an offense, our defense was stopping people on their 10-15 yard line and making you punt it to the 40 or the 50. Like, so now we only got 50 yards to go. So anyways, but away from Georgia, hit me with a Clemson schedule coming up. What you got?
First game of the year, Georgia Tech. Do you remember last year, TB, what the score was of that game?
Clemson. I know you told me Miami, Georgia Tech was 33-30.
It was
by 3. What was this one?
Hold on, let me pull this up. But while I'm talking, yeah, it was a close game. I mean, it's weird because Georgia Tech's so bad, but they had close games with people. But I guess Clemson wasn't too great either. But hold on.
Yeah. Well, and it just goes to show you that Georgia Tech has a good coach. He just don't have the recruits. He don't have the talent, dude. And so, and I get it. That's not his fault or the player's fault, but I don't know. I think
the potential's there. Obviously, yeah, you're switching over from the option, running the option. It's gonna be hard. I mean, they are really bad. TB, the score last year was 14-8. 14-8.
What?
Yeah. No
bro,
lie.
Let me call Dabo real quick.
You better call Dabo, bro. 14-8. But with that being said, hey, is this a
man, all I heard was something about inserting a water hose and blowing out.
Yeah.
That's the wrong number.
See, Venable says that stuff, and then Dabo said that slap dick stuff the other day. I mean, what's going on here? What are y'all drinking?
He said
that. Yeah, he's got milk bone underwear.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
who says that shit? You really from Carolina, ain't you?
Him and Brent Venables, bro, be just coming up with stuff, brainstorming.
Yeah.
hey, look, slap dick.
Yeah.
That's
some funny shit.
Yeah, but okay.
What you think? So anyway, Georgia Tech going to be a bad team. I think they'll slowly improve, but not enough to even compete in this game. Even though it was close last year, they lose Jahmyr Gibbs. They don't have any talent, like you said. So I don't see them doing too much. Jeff Sims, the quarterback, has a lot of potential. You watched him?
Yeah.
He's a really good dual threat quarterback. If he cuts down on the interceptions, because he would throw it into triple coverage. But other than that, I mean, he's got a lot of potential, but nothing else.
I'll be quick. It's hard to be a really good quarterback when you have terrible offensive line. And then number two, you lost Jahmyr Gibbs, 4-star running back, who ended up being better than a 4-star. Then you lost Jamias Griffin, who was the other 4-star running back you had, the one from my hometown. And then you lost his brother, who was a 4-star D tackle. Well, the 4-star running back went to Oregon State. Jahmyr Gibbs went to Alabama. Like, all I'm saying is, hard to be good when you ain't got.
And Jeff Sims could turn out to be a really good coach, and his shot just be missed because of going from the option and just having the roster he has. He actually could be a good coach and actually get fired this year for being so bad. And you couldn't.
Yes.
I mean, you got to blame him, of course, because he's the head coach. But honestly, it just is what it is. But a lot of the blame, in my opinion, it just goes on the situation he was given.
Yeah, the program.
But it is what it is. The head coach catches all the blame no matter what happens. It doesn't matter. So,
Nature Boy said, "Will Brazil be back for game one?" I think so. Nature.
Yeah, I think
he didn't have a crazy injury when he went out. I think he just had a nagging injury that he was finally able to get healed. So, but who we got game 2 then for Clemson?
Game 2,
what's up, Real
Furman.
Furman.
I never heard of Furman until last year. You know where I heard of Furman from?
What?
Billy Napier was the quarterback at Furman.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I thought Furman was a furniture store. But
I know, right?
No, dude.
Furman Furniture.
Clemson will lose that game. I think they'll go through the Georgia Tech game to win. And then the Furman game, I think Dabo is going to allow DJ to gain confidence that game. I think he really is going to let that man just throw the ball.
And, well, you say that. Depending on how the Georgia Tech game goes, we could see a lot of Cade Klubnik in this game. So if DJ doesn't pretty much shut it out, you might see a lot of Cade Klubnik and let Dabo kind of decide on going forward. You know what I mean?
No, and I'm thinking, or vice versa. Maybe DJ goes in and they put up 38 points at halftime, and he lets Cade come in the second half, and you know, because remember what he did with Trevor Lawrence and Kelly. Was it Kelly Bryant? Is that right?
Well, it was yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
First 4 games, he just let him split. Like, dude, this dude's really good. I can't take it away from. Like, look,
and Kelly Bryant took him to the playoffs, but Trevor Lawrence was just more talented.
And he let the stats prove it. That's what I love about, Dabo for that. But all right, who you got? Who you got 3? Who you got game 3?
Automatic win. Game 3, Louisiana Tech. I'm gonna go automatic win. We don't have to talk too much about it. It's just Louisiana Tech. I think they were 3-9 in their conference last year or something. They're horrible even for the level of team they are. So.
But that's another confidence game. That's 2 games in a row that you can allow DJ to build some confidence. So
that's really important. And trust me, because I know we start off with Kentucky and Utah. I mean, these games are important to have with getting confidence, building your team, especially a new coaching staff, which Clemson does have a new DC and OC. So these are big games for the season for them to have, to get younger players playing time and just get the ball rolling with the season and establish an identity.
That's another point too, getting young guys playing time. But the Real TV, Louisiana Tech's coach is Guy Fieri, the famous cook. He does all the diners, drive-ins, and dives. But all right, what you got game 4?
Game 4, Wake Forest.
Oh, that'll be it. That'll be that
Forest.
test. That'll be the test. We'll be able to see who Wake Forest is. We'll also be able to see who Clemson is.
This one, for me, it could be a really tricky one because Wake Forest's offense, obviously. Obviously, Clemson's defense is elite and probably won't allow much because last year we saw what happened. Clemson's defense shut them down. I said this about the Alabama game and the Texas game, Alabama versus Texas. The only way I would see Clemson losing this game is if they get into a shootout and can't keep up. That's the absolute only reason I see Clemson losing.
Yeah. But we don't see that happening because of the defense. So,
right. Mm-hmm.
And if we do see that happen because of the defense, then Clemson's defense this year is not as good because of the defensive coordinator is not there anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, so that's the automatic win. All right, who we got next?
All right, this one's interesting. This team's in some places is in preseason top 10s. NC State.
Oh.
And this game is at Clemson.
Look, I want to say this about the NC State deal. It's not that I don't think that they're that good. I do agree that having experience matters. I do agree that does mean a lot. But we're going to find out how much that means. That's all I'm going to say. Because if they go in their top 10 and they don't finish top 25, then it's going to be just another one of those, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it don't really
matter. See that a lot, too, with teams that are in the top 25 before the season, and then they're nowhere to be found at the end. So it definitely happens a lot over football. So I could see this game happening that way, or this NC State's the whole team happening that way.
Agreed.
They do have most of the players coming back and a decent quarterback. I forget his name. I think this is going to be Clemson's first real hard game. And I think Clemson pulls it off, but I think it will be a tricky game.
Dude, Real TB said North Carolina State is this year's Iowa State. Facts.
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts. Iowa State was ranked top 10, and they were horrible after that.
I agree, though.
I agree with that.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Clemson that game. That's a tough one, but if Dabo is who I think he is, and the real Dabo Sweeney will please stand up, I think he's got that game done.
Right. So we got Clemson 5. Got Clemson 5-0. Boston College next. This is at Boston College.
I'm going automatic. Yeah.
You going automatic?
Boston College. They have a few returning, just from what I've seen, but they were so low last year. For them to be middle of the pack is a big win for them. So beating Clemson I don't think that's in their future. Not in the next year, but
I'm gonna say I agree. Yeah. I do agree. Like we were talking earlier about the quarterback, Phil Jerkovich. I think he's
what?
Phil J. We're gonna call him Phil J. I ain't saying that shit again.
Yeah, thank you. Don't say that,
but yeah, man. Phil J. He's way better quarterback than people give him credit for. I think he'll help. There's no talent around him though. And like you were talking about the defensive stats earlier, Boston College allowed one of the most in the ACC and in the country probably too. So yeah, ain't no way. I think a kindergarten offense could score on them. So
pass me the ball.
I got it. Touchdown.
Okay. We'll say that's an automatic win. That's a short bus special right there. That's automatic.
Yeah, short bus special. All right. 6-0. Clemson at Florida State.
At Florida State?
At Florida State.
No,
you're not. Are you?
Bro, Florida State last year had a lot of games that they could have won. Florida State last year with a lot of games that they lost at the wire by a little bit. If Clemson's offense does not improve, Florida State's still in there. Because I'm just saying, dude, there's no way Florida State should have competed with you last year, even with having a bad defense. So I'm going that's the upset game. It's at Florida State with the white dude that plays as an Indian. Come on, bro. I'm going Florida State.
Do you see this shirt I'm wearing? Do you see this?
I know.
Florida State's about to get drugged. They about to get drugged,
bro. If you need to hide it while you say it, you can, bro. You do what you got to do, man.
I think.
No, I mean, and that's okay. You may think there's another game they're going to lose.
Yeah.
The way I say this is the way college football is. You have so much momentum building from
Mhm.
win to win that by the time you get to that midway pack, you feel like you know who you are as a team. When in reality, you need to get hot towards the end of the year. So I just feel like Clemson, after last year being down, they're going to be head over heels, and this is 5-0 and be all hyped up, or 6-0, whatever. And then Florida State going,
No.
whoa. I really think so, dude. I may be wrong, but
It could.
what you
If
got?
it does, Mike Norvell is coach of the year. I mean, it would be insane.
Oh,
It would be insane.
yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I can see it being a really good game. Like you said, close games last year, but they do got a lot of players coming back. They got the 4-year quarterback, like I said. Offensive line getting better. Yeah, man. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Not because of my orange and blue glasses. I just can't pick Florida State. I think he'll either keep his job this year or get fired. Like, I don't think they're going to be terrible or amazing. I just don't. I couldn't pick this one.
You know what's crazy about that is you're right. If he loses, if he has a terrible year this year, he'll be on a hot seat. But if he beats somebody like Clemson, it will make his year, and he would get a contract extension if he was to go in and beat
Probably.
somebody. Because what I want to say is Jordan Travis, dude's not bad.
He's not. He went 5-2, I think, right? Something like that.
Yes.
When he was a starter, he went 5-2.
And
last year,
all I'm saying is, just from looking at their roster right now, dude, all I'm gonna say is, dude, is look, Florida State has talent. They might not have a whole lot of talent, but they have talent, and they've been recruiting. Well, a lot of the recruits over the last couple of years, I don't think are the better ones, are now starting to get a little older. I like I said, I'm gonna choose that game to be the upset, but we'll move on. What you got? What you got? Well, and look, hold on. Nature Boy says just not enough talent on the roster. Yes, Nature Boy, but last year they didn't have a lot of talent on the roster, but yet they almost upset or beat 3 or 4 different teams that they lost to. But what was it, Fishing, by less than 5 points or 6 points, something like that?
Yep.
Like crazy scores that they should not have been in. Games they should
Notre
not have
Dame.
been in.
Notre Dame 41-38, I think.
Yes, dude. And it was because they tried to like force a. Well, it was one game I watched.
It was something. I forget what it was. Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah, it was something crazy.
Tried to go for it. Yeah, they tried to go for it and they just missed. So
yeah.
Agreed, Nature. He said that's where elite guys push you over. Yeah, over the top. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. But
yeah.
Who you got next?
What wasn't it? Oh, at Clemson, Syracuse.
Oh yeah, I'm going Clemson.
I'm going Clemson.
Ain't no orange.
Dino Babers probably getting fired this year. Florida's one of Florida's backups transferred there, so I hope nothing but the best for him. He was a 4-star and highly recruited, so I hope they play good. But horrible, just not even a chance. They've got progressively worse somehow. I mean, they've gotten bad, man.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm just going to go.
Yeah, ain't nothing to say. This one here. Clemson goes to Notre Dame.
Oh, my goodness.
You've already picked an upset. You got to think about that, too.
But this one, if Notre Dame wins, it's not an upset.
No, it's not an upset. I guess you call it just a loss.
The reason why I say that is it's not about ranking going into this year, but in my eyes, because there's factors. If Clemson builds up momentum going into this game, then people are going to expect Clemson to win because of their name. But Notre Dame, they have momentum just because they have the number 1 class for the next year in recruiting. So they could go into this game and lose and still win. So they don't have pressure is what I'm saying. Clemson has pressure.
That's a great point. That's a great point. If Notre Dame even keeps it competitive, it's a win for Notre Dame, especially because for first-year head coach, all that. I think Notre Dame isn't going to step back too much. I mean, I still think they're going to be a good team. Of course, you have to install your new system and everything, and he's a first-time head coach, so we got to kind of see how that goes. I have no reason to believe that he won't be good. It's late in the season, so he's got time to get stuff together. They're really high on the quarterback, Tyler Buckner. I'm gonna pick Notre Dame. I'm gonna pick Notre Dame.
Really?
Yep.
That'll be your upset game.
That's gonna or loss.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And then Notre Dame has a tough schedule. They start off with Ohio State. I think this will be kind of his statement win to say that, yes, I'm the guy.
But it also gives him a chance if you said they're starting out with Ohio State this year.
Mm-hmm.
That will give him the chance, even if he loses that game, people aren't going to knock him, but that'll give him his chance to be able to get a taste of being a head coach. Almost like, with rookies in the NBA when they're like, welcome to the NBA. When you get dunked on, you get crossed up as a rookie. That'll be his welcome. Clemson, out of all the games we just went through with Clemson, Notre Dame's their first tough game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Well, unless you consider Florida State in that, but it's their first true talented team that's going to be a tough opponent that they're going to play. Like a lot of these other teams. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, that like the other teams they play, that sometimes they're good, but they're not talented. Not nowhere near the talent level. So it's gonna be their first tough one. But I'm gonna pick Notre Dame. That's gonna be one of my losses.
The way you just said that, though, it makes me think of this concept. Texas A&M were 8-4 last year, but Alabama got their best game because Alabama gets everybody's best game. So Clemson plays
damn good point.
Good.
So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Clemson could get Notre Dame's best game, and it's at home.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What you got next?
All right. So Louisville. It's at Clemson.
I'm going Clemson. Louisville's good, and they've had a decent program, but yeah.
Yeah. I think Louisville could be a lot better than people think. Malik Cunningham is the quarterback. It's like his third year, I believe. And he's a real dual threat. The receivers are decent. Of course, they lost the one to Alabama this year, but they still have some on the roster and they're really all slot guys. I feel like if he had taller receivers, a few more, just like one or two targets that he could throw to, he would be a lot better through the air because he's pretty much got deep shots and screens that he can throw. And he's a little bit limited, which is why he takes off running a lot. But I think he's going to be really good, honestly. And I think he's one of those players that will actually translate to the NFL. But I'm going to go Clemson, but I think it could be a tough game. And I think Louisville's a little bit sneaky good.
Am I right? Isn't the guy that transferred to Alabama, wasn't he the really speedy receiver, the really fast one?
He was stupid. Okay. He's stupid fast. Yeah. Tyler Harrell.
Yes. Yeah. No, that may okay. Like I said, I'm glad we're still doing that. I'm doing that. I'm going.
Yeah.
Going Clemson.
Yep. So next game at Clemson again. Miami.
I think the loss to Florida State or Notre Dame makes Clemson step their game up. I'm going with a win over Miami.
So you think Clemson may have a loss? You think Clemson will have a loss before this game?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think Miami is going to be competitive in this game?
Yes. I think that Cristobal is a very good gamer when it comes to it. Like he understands how to prepare. His preparation is really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Is I know Miami's really hyped up about their team and all that, but
I actually think Miami might lose by a good margin. I'd have to look at the schedule, but I think towards the end of the year, like you said, I like what you said about the game planning because we saw Oregon beat Ohio State last year, and it was pretty much all off game plan because it wasn't off talent and it wasn't off an elite any play at any elite play at any position or anything like that. It was just it was all game plan and scheming. So I agree with that. I just I think they need at least a year to compete.
Oh, you're talking about Miami? Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll compete. With that being said, I think it'll be on a smaller level. Like most of the other teams in the ACC, they'll probably beat a good bit of them.
Okay,
but I could see Miami losing by about 2 touchdowns.
Okay, all right, I'll keep that. I'll take that. Where are we at so far on the schedule?
We are. Let me count these up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we both have them 10-1 right now.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
And last game of the year, of course, is South Carolina at Clemson.
Woo! See,
this one's always fun.
I'm not going to answer this one. I'm not going to pick one. The reason why I'm not going to pick one is
you got to pick one. You got to pick one.
Shane Beamer has his team motivated. He's done things in the offseason that not a lot of coaches do. He's getting them hyped up. And I know other teams might not have to get their teams hyped up. But South Carolina needs it because the tier that they're on, tier 3 or 4, they're trying to move to the next tier. And he's at least he's proving that he's trying. So for me, the coaches that prove that, like Sam Pittman at Arkansas, if they prove it that they're trying, they usually do it. And what we've been talking about Arkansas this year. Oh, man, they're so much better. Oh, man. South Carolina, I think this year will start their run of being a better team than they usually have been. I think they'll start that run of, man, look at South Carolina. They're playing pretty good. Spencer Rattler at quarterback, the tight end from Oklahoma that just came with him, his starting tight end. Mm-hmm. I mean, all the players they had last year, like, I think South Carolina is going to be decent. And if they get momentum anywhere during the year, that's a rivalry game. Do not put it past South Carolina not to beat them. I'm going to take Clemson in a close win.
I thought you were about to say that they were going to beat them for a second.
I mean, I
could see it. No. I could see it. I think Spencer Rattler is being hated and underhyped, even though he's this overhyped quarterback. But I think he's being hated and underhyped. I think he's going to be really, really good. The problem I have with South Carolina, they have a decent running game. They have Spencer Rattler, an amazing quarterback. Decent. Well, the whole point of this is I'm going to say is an amazing quarterback and a good defensive line, and that's it. Everything else is just decent. Also, with that being said, like we talked about, there's teams with not much talent, and if you're coaching well and momentum, like you said, you can exponentially increase the play on the field with those intangible things.
I agree completely.
And South Carolina's going to lose, but they could absolutely come up and win, especially if Clemson's struggling. And it's the last game of the year, so both teams are going to be at their peak as long as there's no injuries.
So we've got Clemson at 1 loss. Both of us, no matter who the team is.
Yep.
Okay.
I like it. That. And then you go to the ACC championship game, of course. And so.
You think it'll be Clemson and Miami or Clemson and Pitt?
Clemson and Pitt. Okay. It's like you asked me about the division earlier. I think it'll be Pitt, Miami, and then Miami too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. I mean, any last words that you have on Clemson and any of that?
I think we covered it all. Should be a really good season for Clemson, I think. But, I mean, we'll see. Defense is going to be amazing. Got to get it figured out at quarterback. And the offensive line has to improve. Or if the offensive line plays like last year, it's the quarterback position won't improve. And then yada, yada, yada. shit rolls downhill. So that's in a nutshell. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm about to hit you with some Georgia recruits.
Hit me with it. Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Hit me with it. I got one thing I wanted to say too, though.
No, go ahead. That way I'll finish with the Georgia stuff.
Okay, well, so y'all's biggest targets at running back, Richard Young and Justice Haynes. I think they both went to Bama. I have to double check Justice Haynes. Yeah, they both went to Bama. So that's a little bit odd for Georgia, especially because Georgia's basically running back you. You said linebacker you earlier, but they're basically running back you. So I don't know where they go from here. I'm sure there's more. There's still more targets, but that was interesting because I think y'all do need to pick up a running back this class.
Agreed.
Nate, I'll get you on right after TB finishes.
So right here we got Jonel Aguero. He's number 2 safety on 247 and number 3 on ESPN safety in the nation. Turn around, you got the number 4 cornerback and AJ Harris from Alabama. You've got 2 linebackers from the state of Florida. Number 3 and number 5 outside linebackers, and Troy Bowles and Raylan Wilson, which freaking awesome. Not just that they're from Florida. I'm just happy. Like, you got, because Georgia's known as linebacker U, so to get the number 3 and 5, it's like, we all know just because you're in the top 5 or top 10, you're not going to be amazing, but there's a high chance you will be. So to get 2 guys in the top 5, that's awesome.
I'm gonna say this too.
We've got what?
4 of those 5 you guys beat out Florida for. 4 out of 5.
Oh, got you. Okay.
They were big targets.
You got a DN and or offensive tackle from Georgia, both of them. Offensive tackle 6'7", 290. He's a number 10 tackle on 247, number 8 tackle on ESPN. Then you got a DN that's a top 10 DN in both from Valdosta, Georgia. Like, we got a receiver who is a top 10 receiver on ESPN. He's number 15 on 247 from Florida, Milton High School. You've got the number 2 tight end who is a flex tight end.
Go back. Say that again, Cottrell.
Yes, Raymond Cottrell, the receiver.
That's 10 minutes for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's in Milton. I literally.
Milton, Florida?
Yep.
Got you. I thought that was pretty neat. This other one I thought was really neat too is Pierce Sperlin. He's the number 2 tight end, but number 6 on 247. He's 6'6", 210. He's a very scat back like tight end. He's really nimble. But what I love is Georgia is actually going after high tight ends. We just got the number 2 tight end from last year in Oscar Delp. We've got Eric Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers. So that's a total of 5 going over this year and the last however year of high tight ends who will be used. I'm trying to think of some of these.
Oh yes. Yeah, they will be used. Best tight end room in the country.
How about this? Yes. Then we got a tight end from Norcross, Georgia, who is number 9 on 247, number 7 on ESPN. So you got the number 2 and number 7 on ESPN tight ends in the nation. Like, throw in CJ Allen as number 10. Oh, yeah, dude. CJ Allen. Oh, I didn't even read. I skipped that. He's the number 2, bro. Number 2 inside linebacker in the nation. Georgia has him signed. He's number 10 overall linebacker, but you've got number 3 and 5 outside, number 2 inside. Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is, dude, yes, NIL is kind of messing with everybody's recruiting classes, but this other, I don't even know why it's not showing this guy. We got a D tackle to commit. It's not on here, which kind of pisses me off, but his name's Jameer Jarrett. He is 6'6", 340 pounds. He's the number 1 player in North Carolina. a D tackle.
Go.
We had Bear Alexander. Bear Alexander just came in this past year. Well, the thing about Bear Alexander is Jordan Davis posted he tweeted to Bear handing over the torch to him. And it's like, I'm
That's
so
cool.
excited about Georgia's recruit. Exactly. But I'm so excited about Georgia's recruits because I know that Georgia is going to play a lot of our young guys. And that gets me, dude, man.
It's really cool. The reason I love recruiting too is because you follow these kids all year to get recruited, and then you watch their freshman year, see how they develop, and then you finally see them start to play, or maybe they don't pan out, whatever. But you start to get like attached, like you have personal opinions and feelings about some of the players that are your favorites or whatever. I love that.
Yes. And what I thought was really cool, Fishing, Amarius Mims, who was a guy we were able to convince to stay at Georgia. He is an offensive tackle. Amazing dude. Number one tackle in the nation coming out of high school. Jay Shipes was able to see him at a bar in Athens this past weekend.
Was that who it was? I heard that.
Yeah.
There
were multiple players that came in, but he said that he got to sit and talk with Jay Shipes for a little bit and got to hang out, bought him some food and stuff like that. And it's like, anyways, just that's what you were just saying. Getting to know these players, dude. And you can go ahead and bring on Nate. I didn't mean to talk too much, but
no, you good.
That's the kind of stuff that makes me excited is players understanding you don't have to go somewhere and play for 3 or 4 years, bro. Come here and wait your turn, play for a year or two, and still be a number 1, number 2 round draft pick. Right?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the show when I was like flexing, I was happy about recruiting, all that. But this is when this is the parts where this is where my frustrations come from hearing you talk about all this, because the difference in talent is just it's just way more elite. So, and I'm trying to be at that spot. So that's why I get on these rants and stuff. Like Miami's beating us out for recruits, and Georgia beat Florida out of, and it's more than that. It's more than those 5, but 4 out of 5 that you listed there a second ago. Like, I just want it to be better, and I know it's a process, but that's just why I ran and rave about this stuff and just talk about it like I do. So, I mean, that's just all I wanted to say.
And one more thing. I talked about the tight ends coming in. What's up, Mr. Nate the Great? But I talked about tight ends coming in. For 2024, Georgia has the number 1 tight end in the nation already committed.
Yeah, see, I mean,
we have Pierce Serlin, the one I just talked about, number 2 tight end, with Deuce Robinson, who is the number 1 tight end in 2023. We're in his top 4. So we might get the number 1 and number 2 tight end. We got Oscar Delp for this year. We got Landon Thomas, who's the number 1 tight end for 24. And yes, Nature Boy says recruiting is half the fun, but what I'm saying is I'm just happy that guys understand NIL and all the crazy stuff going on. Kirby is able to get these guys to focus. Don't worry about that. We'll get you paid. You'll get money, but focus on your development, because if you want to play in the NFL for 10, 15 years, you need to get developed. Don't just get a paycheck throughout college and then get to the NFL and be a bust, because you are more worried about money than development. That's my thing. What's up, Nate the Great, boy? What's up, boy?
What's up, guy?
Nate, you have to be more energetic than that, bro, on our show. Look, everybody else like to come on and be like, that's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Give us some Michigan talk, bro.
We talking recruiting. Well, Michigan's big.
I don't want to talk about the recruiting.
I know he don't want to talk about that, bro.
No.
He does not want to talk about that.
Something, bro. Give us something.
But 2024 is doing decent in recruiting for Michigan, but 2023 sucks. But we, as Michigan, we are trying to get Jaden Davis for a quarterback for 2024. He's one of the recruiting sites say that he might be committing to Michigan. or predicting.
Now,
So
Nate, not to interrupt you, but I do want to say this: Fishing Terrell, that what wide receiver y'all have has a 40 time of a 4.24.
holy
That boy in high school with a 4.24. Y'all
Nasty.
got flash.
man,
Nasty.
Y'all got flash.
I run a 6.45.
No.
Bro.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was telling you,
that's
bro. And you can see it in those clips. Dude's serious. Like I told you,
yeah.
his
He was
mom and
catching some of
dad,
those dudes.
both athletes at Florida. His mom was a track star.
Yeah,
So as long as he can develop his route running and everything, I mean, he's going to be a problem.
yeah. That could be a problem. I mean, if he goes to Ohio State, that won't shock me, but or somewhere else. But man, what like a 4.24? That's insane. I
A
mean,
4.2 because and the reason why that's insane, not many people run a 4.24, bro.
no.
If
The real
that's the
TB, I was
real
thinking the same thing. Bro.
if that's the real
Hey,
clock
post
time,
the link if you. I'll post it.
okay.
I can't post it. You post it.
I got
It's
you.
in the link. Coach Dante, please jump in here, bro. We would love to hear from you. Anybody got coach in their name, we'd love to hear from you. But Fishing, you said if that's official
That
time,
might be East Coast, but yeah.
You know, actually, I want to talk about like I don't know if y'all remember Jabril Peppers from Michigan. I think he was a beast.
bro. Yeah,
All around beast, to be honest. He can play halfback. He can play everything. I mean, even can play cornerback or not cornerback, corner. Hell,
yeah.
he
I know
might.
what you mean.
Yeah, but the man is a beast in college, but I don't know about in the NFL. He might be a beast in the NFL, but I mean, I actually miss him.
Nate, you want me to tell you how I know Jabril Peppers?
You trained him?
So at Michigan, he played some outside linebacker and safety, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Me growing up, I wanted to be a defensive end bad. And that's what I was when I went to when I played high school football. And I would have been able to be an outside linebacker when I went to college, but I chose baseball. Well, outside linebacker, you're able to play the defensive end position. And Jabril Peppers was one of the top 5 guys that I studied because of his handwork, his footwork, his pass rush. Dude, for him to be a smaller sized pass rusher, he had the
Bro.
nastiest moves, bro. And I didn't even understand. I didn't even know about Michigan tradition. I was just focused on, Jabril. But when I got older, it was crazy to me at how this man, I don't know. I was really impressed by him, bro.
Yeah, me
Really, really
too.
impressed.
Yeah, he was good. He's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real. I don't know if you want to do this live, but I was going to talk about the fishing trip, but we can talk about it afterwards. But
Yeah, so Fishing Nate has been talking to me he's been asking me about a fishing trip. I kind of know what he's talking about, but I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's saying that we're all going to try to go on a fishing trip and that you're going to be our guide, which I'm okay with that.
Hey, I mean, I'm ready, I guess. Nate, is that what you want to do?
yeah, I've been looking at lakes in the southeast. I mean, I looked at land between the lakes, whatever, in Kentucky, or wherever, or Table Rock Lake, or whatever.
Table Rock would be really cool. Now I don't have a boat though.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm sure they have rental boats though. But I don't know.
right.
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, if we do that, we're doing a catch and cook.
I'm fine with that. No. I ain't doing catch and release.
Right. If you're not doing catch and release, you're catching and cooking.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, it would be awesome though, dude, to record our whole day. You know?
Yeah.
And we should have done that when me, Fishing, and Colby and Paul, when we went to Florida, we definitely should have done that, dude. That would have been an amazing video.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Fishing. Us
I know.
waking up,
Yeah.
you know, hey guys, to us out on the pier and you catching the fish, and it's like, but we were just so happy to be around each other for the first time. We didn't even think about all that, dude.
And it wasn't much time, so
I mean, it
Yes.
just came in my head actually. I mean, I love fishing, but I would love to go fishing with you guys and Colby. I don't know if Colby likes fishing.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And
I didn't get to fish a whole lot. We got to fish one day. We really just kind of hung out. We didn't have a whole lot of time, like Fishing said. But, dude, I would love that. If we got to fish, let's say 3 or 4 days in a row, it wouldn't matter if we only caught a couple of fish. That would at least give us time to make a video about it, dude.
Yeah.
Because I know dang well, Fishing, I'll be honest, if we catch something, you already know I'm about to have some lemon pepper seasoning, some Old Bay seasoning. And
Old Bay, man.
Man,
That Old Bay.
Yes. Give me a whole stick of butter and put it on a pan, bro. Anyways, I would love to be able to do that right by the water. And I think for all of the community, they don't get to see stuff like that, dude.
No.
You know what I mean? I think they would like that. I think they would really like that. And Fishing, when Fishing starts doing them, I think he's going to take over YouTube. He starts doing catch and cook videos, dude. I think he'll take over YouTube.
I gotta start doing it. I want to.
I mean,
I gotta go more. I gotta attempt to film more. Like I've told you before, it's hard to do with one person.
It is.
Yeah.
I may have a special somebody that could help, but yeah, I mean, if I did do it by myself, it's really hard.
Yes.
And the reason why it's tough, though, I'll say this: even with a special someone, it's almost like you don't want them recording because you might have to have your camera set up for 7 hours.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if I'm doing it alone, I got a camera behind me or something, on a tripod. Like I gotta keep looking back and make sure nobody steals it, or it's just
agreed.
It's a lot going into it.
It's like if you have, that's why it's like you need to find a place that's secluded, but also have your gun in case grizzly bears or Sasquatch
grizzly bears
comes up behind you. Yeah, and it's like, but imagine you having a camera, not just your phone, but to be able to record for 6 or 7 hours, but then you can go through and cut it down
like a GoPro
to like
or something
20
like
minutes.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way to do it.
I mean, I've been
keep the camera on, because you got to keep the camera on because you just never know when it'll happen. So,
I mean, I've been looking at some rip-off versions of a GoPro, but I mean, it's. I mean, cheapest one was like $127, so like that, but not that bad.
Yeah, they tough. It's tough to come across those.
Yeah,
and Nate, I know this is supposed to be your time, but I keep thinking of new stuff to talk about, so I want to say this, okay?
Good.
One thing I was really, really impressed with. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Fishing, what am I thinking of?
I don't know. You thinking about recruiting? What are you thinking about?
What
thinking
are we just
about
talking
fishing?
about? Come on.
Talking about charter? You talking about?
Okay, we were talking about
filming,
recruiting. Oh, okay. Yes, recruiting. So I heard Kirby say this, dude, and this kind of blew my mind. So we have Mikael Williams, who was a freshman this year. He was the National Player of the Year last year, Defensive Player of the Year. And they were asking him about him, and Kirby goes, well, Mikael is a different breed. He said, yeah, he's a 5-star, and there's a lot of 5-stars out there. He said, but I remember a few weeks ago, this was before the spring game, we got out of a coach's meeting, and I'm walking, and I look out to the practice field. He said, Mikael is out there pushing sleds by himself. Nobody else out there, just Mikael. And he was like, he's a different breed. He goes, you want to find somebody that does stuff outside of practice? You're not going to find a freshman. But yet we had a guy that was an upcoming freshman.
I'm glad you brought that up because like I was telling you about the Friday Night Light thing, I saw clips from it, and pretty much it was a big cookout and all that, right? But Friday Night Lights, Saturday was the cookout, but Friday Night Lights, they all linked up and they were running one-on-ones, and it was just cool to see because, yeah, as a group, the whole coaching staff's out there. They have media people and everything, but it shows you that, like, I don't know if you have to sign anything to have players practice at a recruiting visit. I don't know anything about that, but it was just really cool to see, and it shows you that the coaching staff is serious about not only evaluating players, but just looking at the whole situation, like if the fun, the competition, all that. So I thought that was really cool. And like I said, 4 commits in 3 days, it was obviously successful. So I mean, I thought it was pretty dope.
The real TB, no, his name's Mykel. Mykel. Mykel Bridges.
Home run squad.
Now Mykel Jordan.
Yeah, Nature Boy, I agree. He says you probably just kind of disguise it and call it a camp. That way those guys can go against it.
Probably so.
I just want to get this out of the way. Before you guys talk again, I got a haircut finally.
You want to show us?
Sure. No, I cut a lot of hair out, so yeah.
Let's see it, Nate.
Drum roll, please. Oh, snap. Bro, is that Leonardo DiCaprio, bro? Who is that?
Shoot.
Yeah.
You can't keep them women off you, Nate.
Bro, I tried everything. They won't accept me. What the fuck?
Nah, I'll say this, though, dude, about the softball thing. I think what's cool about it is, and I kind of said this the other day, we're going to have more people want to show up and play, right? So why would it not be a good idea to have 3 teams and play multiple 5-inning games? Like let's say I'm the captain of the team, you're a captain, Nate's a captain. Tiger versus Fishin first game. Next game, Fishin
like a
versus
tournament.
Nate. Yes, Fishin versus Nate. And then the third game, Tiger versus Nate. Now the top 2 teams will then play in a championship game later that afternoon. Or you could make it a 2-day event.
That's a good idea because obviously there's going to be more players. It was kind of the perfect amount for y'all this year because you both basically had about 11, but it's going to be more next year. So yeah, I mean that's what makes sense.
I wish there was a thing that. Okay, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think it would be a good idea to extend it to 2 days? Because I like the first day being, like, example, Tiger versus Fishin versus Nate, Tiger versus Nate. Well, then the next day, the championship game. Because you don't want to have 18 people on each team, and now you're having to sit 5 or 6 people, and it's like, that's not fair to them.
Right. And, I mean, if there was 4 teams, for example, that'll be.
I mean, if you had enough people to have 4 teams, but I'm just saying, when you got people like FishenBaskins that's out there balling and just fondling balls at such a high level, an elite level, and being able to just dominate the roundness of the.
You're wrong, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it would definitely ensure the better team won. I would say that because it's been controversial about y'all losing.
But dude, I was very, very happy though it was a close game. Nightings, I've never seen you before, but I'm guessing that Fishin has. So good to see you in here, big dog. Appreciate you coming.
I was gonna say that. Oh, sorry, interruption. That I was gonna say. I wish we could do a flag football game for kind of like a slap, but that'd be too much. I mean, to be honest,
we got too many overweight people. Too many overweight people to do a football game.
You can barely get away with baseball, so yeah.
Well, I know. Like I said, that probably be too much, but okay.
Nate, you just want to be a tight end out here dominating people. That's what you want.
More like you said.
Yeah, exactly. But I was very impressed though, dude, with I was very impressed with how good the defense was for both teams, dude.
Yeah, Nighting, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, every Saturday we do a college football show. College football and NFL. I like both of them too, but we're kind of more college around here.
Yeah.
Plus the season's a little bit closer too.
He's asking about NFL.
Nah, he's just saying that he's more of an NFL fan.
It's all right. I mean,
Okay. I'll say this, Nightings, about the NFL. I used to be a really big NFL fan, but Atlanta Falcons kind of ruined it for me. But what I am doing though, I am now recording the clip from the softball game where C-Dog is at third base and Uncle Lou hits it to C-Dog, and C-Dog turns and throws it to me at shortstop. And I still throw out Uncle Lou.
I want to see that one. I want to see that one.
Kind of curious as to how it looks, but
I didn't see that actually.
Wait, what? You know what? I thought Nate the Great was a real one, but he said the Falcons, I got you. I like the Eagles, Penn State. Oh, well, Nightings, I just want to tell you, big dog, the Eagles got my boy, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. My Georgia Bulldogs, my boy.
Boo. What's up?
Sorry, that's hard.
That's interesting, though. I like Penn State a lot this year. I think they're going to be good.
You know,
Penn State.
as long as I love Michigan, I have to be unbiased. To be honest, I don't think they'll repeat. To be honest, but who knows? They might. I don't know. This is like a quite big question mark for Michigan this year.
We got some trash talking in the chat. Michael Hogue hits us with the Penn State is going to lose week 1 to Purdue. You think the Boilermakers are going to beat Penn State?
It could happen because I think Purdue could be really good, but Penn State's way better in every other area. I mean, it could be an upset watch, but
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I think Penn State they got like a 5th-year quarterback, Sean Clifford. It's really like 3, but
you said Clifford,
a ton of talent around him. Yep, Clifford. Yep.
But do y'all agree on this? Do you think Northwestern is the most mediocre team?
Ooh.
Like, it's like, well, mediocre means like they're good on ones and they're worse at ones. They're up and down team. Like in big, I don't know. I know you guys are not in big guys, a Big Ten, but I mean.
No, I like the Big Ten. We're probably going to do the Big Ten next week. And Michael, I'm not sleeping on Purdue. I think Purdue can be really, really good. They beat Tennessee in the bowl game last year. I mean, the quarterback's really good. I forget his name off the top of my head, but I like Purdue a lot. I think they're going to beat some really big, high-profile team this year.
Bro,
I don't know if it'll be Penn State. It could be.
Maybe I
no,
could
I didn't
be
say.
on here.
Well, first off, no, go ahead, Nate. No, you're fine. Go ahead, Nate.
Maybe I could be on here for next week for Big Ten. I don't know. Go ahead.
You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But look, I want to say this. Nighting said championship mentality, and he's talking about bringing on Nakobe and Jordan Davis. Dude, I agree. I've heard from multiple Eagle YouTube pages, like people who talk about the Eagles a lot. They expect Nakobe Dean to start right away, which is so exciting to me. But he also said, "What? Hold on, I gotta scroll up because he said, dang it, oh, dude, they signed a 5-star running back commit at Penn State, dude. That's
who is it?
His name's Nick Singleton.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah. Yeah, they're recruiting really good and have been for a few years.
Like I said, that's neat to me, bro. I'm not a Penn State fan at all. I don't hate them, but it's just one of those where it's like anybody that gets a 5-star running back, dude, That's impressive because there's not many 5-star running backs.
I don't like Penn State. I mean, I don't hate them. I just don't like them.
Michael Hogg, I will let you come on for a minute. We're not going to be too much longer, but you're welcome to come on for a few minutes.
Sure.
Before we go, after we're not live, if I'm still sticking around, can we still talk about that fishing trip afterwards?
Yeah, dude. Well, actually, let's save it. And we'll talk about it more next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kobe. Kobe said
Kobe,
AR-15 going 7 for 22.
in here with the blasphemy,
7 for 22.
with the absolute blasphemy.
10 yards rushing against Georgia.
I want you to go get that damn
Michael,
bracelet I gave you, Kobe, and put it on.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to say this, dude. Hold on. Tiger Baskins and Sea Dog. Crazy play. Uncle Lou gets out to Tiger Baskins and Sea Dogs. Crazy play.
I bet he was mad at that one.
He said it was the most embarrassing moment he's ever had in his life.
Sea Dog?
No, Lou, I think.
Oh, yeah.
No, Uncle Lou said that.
It takes him 5 years to run to first base, so yeah, I mean.
No, I'm going to say this one. Hey, look now, bro. You got to give me credit. Don't do that. Don't help him out. But nah, dude, I was gonna say this. So I played World War II earlier, the Call of Duty game, and dude, when I say it was trippy, it was a really good storyline. Had famous people in it, celebrities. You know, it was cool, good storyline. But towards the end, it got kind of emotional, dude. And I had multiple people in the comment section kind of saying it. You did tell me, Nate, but it was showing you at the end. You were trying to find one of your platoon members that got captured. I'm on a PlayStation Nightings, but dude, he got captured and sent to a labor camp. Well, you're trying to find him, and it shows you going through labor camps, like POW camps for the Nazis. You know, like the Jew camps, bro. Fishing, I'll be honest, dude. It's crazy how much that history gets covered up because that video game showed me more than what I learned in school about it.
Yeah,
dude, that's really true. Do you remember playing World at War campaign?
Oh my god, I do. Yeah,
dude, that game was amazing because it didn't give a shit about nothing. It would show you people getting shot, like old clips, like, and I actually taught you more than school would teach you about World War II.
Agreed.
That campaign was amazing.
Yep.
Well, and to me, like even Mrs. Pete was on there and she was like, "This is crazy, wow!" And then literally her last comment was like, "I'm in tears right now," and it's like you were walking through and you're sitting there seeing how a lot of these people are treated, dude, and it got kind of emotional because it pissed me off to a bit to where I'm like, why don't they teach us about this crap? They want to.
It's like a movie too, really.
It was like a movie, but like guys, I'm half black. I don't like that they have Black History Month every month. I don't want 1 month out of the year. Just make it normal. Just it shouldn't be 1 month out of the year. It should just be every month, like everybody else. But like the Holocaust, that should have its own month out of the year where you learn about that and you learn about how cruel some of these these animals, bro, could be to people, bro.
Like, all because of one guy and how they put these people in rooms and lit the rooms on fire and threw gas in it. And it just all this crazy shit, man.
Like how evil they were doing experiments on people, like little kids, bro. And it's like they show us
anything was free game during that.
And that's the very end of that game, bro. Your platoon member, you're searching camps and you can't find them. Find the last camp, you end up finding tracks. And you run out, you're trying to run towards the woods. One of the officers is out there shooting the rest of the military members, and you get there right before he shoots your friend, and you're able to shoot him. Well, you know, a military game, when you shoot a guy and he goes down, he's done. Like when you shoot him, he's dead. You can't shoot him anymore. Well, that last guy, the officer, when you shoot him while he's on the ground, dude, and he like budges and he moves. Like they make it a point to make it a little more emphasis on that kill than all the others. And it's like I told everybody at the end of that stream, I said, look, guys, I don't know what to say. I said, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Like I'm gonna go look up some stuff on my like it made me emotional, bro. Like it
That's
would
great.
piss
I
me
never
off.
played that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I played
So,
it.
yeah,
Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. No, you're good.
I mean, I played the same campaign that you did, TV. It was really emotional at the end. And the one thing that stood out to me is that the developers did a really good job on the cast and the whole plot. To be honest, it was so real.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to say real, but it was so kind of real that in the game that you were like a guy that has a big brother that suddenly died from
Man, okay, so Fisher, this was emotional. At the beginning of the game, your brother is getting mauled by a wolf, and you're fumbling the bullet. You can't put the bullet in the gun to shoot the wolf, or your brother ends up stabbing the wolf, right? And so he gets up and he goes to walk away. He's like, "You're good, little brother. Come on." You're like, "I'm sorry." You're like 12 years old. Your brother's 26, 27. Well, at the end of the game, it goes back to that same clip and shows you what happens right after. Your brother's like, "Hey, you're good, little brother." And he walks a few steps and he just drops because of all his wounds from the wolf. And you blame yourself because you killed the wolf. You couldn't take the shot. So at the very end of the game, when your platoon member is about to get shot by that officer, you hear the echo in the back of your head. It's like, take the shot. Take the shot, and you finally shoot him and you save your best friend. Cool. And it's like,
yeah, that's
dude,
cool.
It was emotional. It was very I haven't played a game like that besides Last of Us, and I said that was in my top 3 games, dude. Top 3 campaigns of all time.
That's pretty cool. I'd never played it. The multiplayer was so bad in that game, I didn't even bother with the campaign. But it could, like you said. I mean, if it's anything like you're talking about, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It was very movie-like. They spent more time on the campaign than they did the multiplayer.
Bro, the one things that I do on Call of Duty the most is the campaigns. I'm a campaign person, so not a multiplayer. I mean,
Kobe.
But
yeah.
But one suggestion to you for your new live stream.
A lot of history. Sorry, Nate.
Very good.
We're just laughing at Kobe.
I got a suggestion for you, TB. It's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I don't know if you've played that before, but
that one I have played that campaign, and it is crazy. That one is really crazy. I just my next one though, bro. I really think my next game is gonna end up being what was the game? Somebody's Rick Sanchez just Red Dead 2. But then I also thought about the what's it called? Resident Evil, the new game.
Yeah, what's it called? Resident Evil in some Village or something like that. That has just warning. There's a lady that has an owl shop. A big
not Biohazard.
No, the Village, Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, that's what it is, the Village.
Yeah,
and I know it's gonna scare me to death, but I think I'm gonna do Red Dead 2. That's a really good storyline. But
anyways, I love.
Sorry to get.
Oh, you know the other one I told you about, TB? I don't think you can get it, but Bully.
No, that game. I heard that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's a damn good game.
Oh, that's hilarious! That's a hilarious game. Oh my god,
that game's great. It was great when I was a kid. It was that game was amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. It's a Rockstar game, so the same people that make GTA make that game.
Dude. Okay, I've heard Bully though. You can like fight people.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Is there only 2, or is that Not really.
Nah, they were. I think they were gonna make it, and they never ended up doing it, and that's kind of a shame. That game was really that was a cool game.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What? But yeah.
Oh, guys, I think it's. Are you sending me that clip, or did you want me to play it?
I actually posted it. Do you want to try to download it? I can send it to you. Is what I'm saying.
Where'd you post it to?
To my YouTube, but I don't know if you can share the screen if it'll play it very well.
That's true.
Well, if you're gonna stream, which is all right, we're gonna hopefully I can get on Saturday, next Saturday. I meant.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, for sure. We love when you come on, bro. You welcome anytime.
Yep. See y'all in Fish on.
What do you say, Nate?
See y'all in Fish on.
You say, Nate. All right, look, hold on. I'm gonna put the clip on it. I'm gonna send it to you first, okay?
Okay. I'm
gonna send it to your email. That way you can download it to StreamYard and you show everybody. But this is the clip of me getting Uncle Lulu out. Hold on, we're not off Michael Hogue just yet. Stay on here, buddy. Stay on here, buddy.
Hold your horses there, buddy.
Listen. Is it really not going to pop up? Literally sent stuff to you multiple times. FishenFootball@gmail.com.
Yep. Okay. Let me try this. I don't know how well it's going to work, but let me try it.
Oh, you going to share the screen?
Yeah, let me see. It's acting slow, but I think the video might play okay. Let's see. Oh my God.
You just saw that?
He threw it that far to you?
Yes.
I thought that was a toss, like a 2-foot toss.
No, bro, it was.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
Bro.
Hold on. All right, let me see this. Where's the damn? Give me at least 240. At least 240p.
This was a. All right, try it out. Grabs it, throws it to me. Yo.
And you had to jump to get it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wait, did he get that? That's crazy. Did you get that on video? I did. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Everybody was like, whoa, did he just wait, did he
do that?
Hold on now.
Yay! Woo!
That's funny, bro. He threw that thing like 10 feet to you.
Dude, that's why I was so worried about it, dude. Bro, the real TB, that's another episode, bro. Yes. Oh, I'm getting the college football game. I will cry like a baby back. Bro, I will cry when that game comes out. But yeah, man, when he threw that to me, I was so surprised because I was like, no, like bro, like, what are you doing? And he threw it and I had to jump and get it and then I was like, dude, oh my goodness.
It's funny because if he would have thrown it himself, he may not have got it.
Well, his arm was hurting. He threw like this.
Oh yeah.
So it's like his arm was hurting. That's why we kind of planned like, he'll just throw it to me. But
okay, that's hilarious.
Anyways, what's up, bro? What else you got? You got anything, dog?
I think that's it, man. It's been good. I think we'll talk, of course, but I think maybe Big Ten next week. It'll be back on TB's channel. And we're 5 weeks away from college football, all that good stuff. We're gonna plan a little more. We figured out that we can't play clips on this channel because just of my computer situation. I have a little bit of a smaller computer, so it doesn't do well playing the clips as it does on TV. So we're gonna be prepared next week instead of this, like this show was, but we'll have a bunch of clips put off to the side to play. So,
Facts.
so
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got to say. Guys, we'll go 3 weeks on my channel, 1 week on Fishen's until you guys hear different from us. So next week we'll be back on ours or back on mine, and then we'll continue to give you guys more next week. Expect a lot of highlights, guys. Expect a lot of videos. Expect a lot of different, just we want it to be entertaining for you guys. I don't want you just to sit here and listen to us talk. I know that may be cool and all, but it's like at the end of the day, we want more for you guys, just like we would expect more if we were watching the show. So that's kind of how we're attacking this. But yes, TB, you're gonna have to hop in.
Yep. And I appreciate everybody coming in. Nature Boy, the real TB, Zona popped in here. Let's see here. Colby, Michael Hogue. A little bit harder to find. Nightings came in here from East Coast. I appreciate him. Sippy came in. Anyway, a bunch of people came in. I appreciate everybody that came in and watched. You look like you ready to fight.
Yeah, fact. Bro.
You ready to get in the ring?
Well, I was singing in the microphone. Bro.
Oh yeah, no squad, nature.
Yeah,
Zona. Yeah, okay. But anyway, yep. Appreciate y'all watching, man. We'll be back next week, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
10 p.m. my
Don't
time.
get
guys.
it twisted.
Yes, hit the like button. Hit the freaking like button on your way out. That's all I got.
That's right. Hit the damn like button. I appreciate y'all. TB, we out, man.
Peace.